Today I was at my son's school sports day, and at lunchtime there was a queue at the coffee van. There I met a grandfather for another kid in the school. I've never met him before, and he says he usually doesn't come to events like this, but today he did. And he told me about his granddaughter who was racing today, and also told me about his grandson who's an apprentice and having some problems with his boss. He told me about his house that's next to a golf course and having to erect high fences to stop the golf balls. I told him about living close by and what that's like. We talked for only a few minutes, and we got to the front of the queue, got a coffee, and we parted ways. With the school being very big, I probably will never see him again. I didn't even get his name. In this day and age, especially after COVID, we make a big deal of connecting to people. We know who our family members are, and we count the number of friends we have. We even count our social media followers these days. We have records of who they are. But what about the ones we meet every day? The ones without names that we meet in places that we soon forget. I'm 55 years old, which means that I've spent over 20,000 days on this planet. And in those 20,000 days, I believe I've met people like the man I met today on most of the days in my life. While waiting at a queue or sitting on a public bench or attending a crowded event, there's a lot of connections, and every connection counts. It is these short, momentary connections that remind me of how rich human experience is. Only with these experiences I built up who I am and how I relate to people. And that's 20,000 days of opportunities to grow a little bit each time. The world often feels disconnected. So often we feel alone, especially when we're around people. I think whether I'm alone or not doesn't depend on how big my family is, or how many friends I have, or what community I belong to. It is determined by how many times in a day I choose to put my genuine self out in front of a stranger to make a connection. And today at lunchtime, I chose not to be alone.